Hey, I'm Leslie from Comfortable Shoes Studio, and this is another episode of Art Making. In this episode, I am sketching lobster boats with a couple of Jinhao Fude nibs, one with a earthy yellow ink and the other with black ink. And I'm doing some contour line drawing and some hatching, the usual stuff that I do. So, I kind of wanted to explore something in this video, and I'm just going to start out with the fact that I realize it's been almost 2 months, if not 2 months on the nose, since I last posted, which is wild to me. I didn't realize so much time had posted past since I had last posted. Getting my words jumbled up here. Um, but I really just hadn't realized that it had been almost 2 months, and as I was drawing these lobster boats, I felt really rusty and out of practice, and part of that is, like, vehicles aren't really my jam, they've got all those straight lines and stuff that faces just don't have, but yeah, like, I just felt really, really rusty, out of practice, and kinda awkward about doing it, and out of practice with the fude nib, and the whole time I was doing it, I was like, I should have used the brush pen and then the water brush. I was really second guessing myself. And part of that is just, yeah, I'm out of practice, and I'm out of practice because everything was super busy and has been super busy for the last couple of months. And just now, things have kind of settled down in my life and at work. Part of the reason things were so hectic is first off, it was show season at work, but I also got COVID again. It's the second time I've had COVID, and basically, I didn't have a really bad case of it. I was just really tired and out of work for a week. And that sort of thing just really threw me for a loop, and I wasn't expecting that, and hadn't made plans to be sick and out of work for a week. But yeah, it just threw me really far behind in a way, both at work and at home, that I hadn't kind of planned for, and made things really difficult. And I'm finally feeling caught up with, life and work and everything. And I'm at the spot at work where basically, like, I don't have kids in the building anymore. And now it's a matter of cleaning my studio and taking care of the studio, ordering supplies. And I got to do all that in the next 3 days. So, yeah, time restraints are real, and I am really working on getting caught up. Also, outside of that, now that I'm going to have a vacation coming up, I'm really thinking about, like, all right, I got to clean my home studio because that's a disaster again. Because when I'm stressed and in a rush and not, when I'm, like, working, it feels like more than usual. My home studio becomes a dumping ground for all of the things that I'm using throughout the week, and it just ends up a mess. So I need to clean off my desk so I can draw and record and get back to doing the things that I really enjoy, and get back to doing this. I really enjoyed drawing these lobster boats. So I live on the coast, um, and one of the things for my health that I've been doing is I've been cycling, I've been riding a bike, and it's something I really, really enjoy. And I really enjoyed riding around my city, stopping places and drawing. So I'm going to do more of these sort of urban sketching. Was it suburban sketching? En plein air sketching, if you will, out and about, and hopefully get some more interesting drawings as I'm out riding. One of the things that I'm struggling with as I'm sort of balancing the art and the writing is actually stopping to make the art, because I always feel like I'm in a time crunch as I'm riding my bike and trying to get in enough miles for my health and my fitness. And making time for the art is obviously something that is necessary as well. It's something I very much enjoy, and I think is actually a part of my health and wellness routine. So really need to get back to this, really feeling like I need to get back to this, and really enjoying the art aspect of my rides. So this is just a quick little sketch of this lobster boat. The video is in real time. Um, I felt really out of practice with this, super rusty feeling with the fude nibs, kind of like thinking like, "Ah, I should have used the brush pen the whole time, um, the brush pen and get the sort of gradation of values down first instead of using the yellow for a contour line and then cleaning it up with the black." Um, yeah, I just really struggling with getting back into the routine of drawing in a way that I don't usually struggle. You know, oftentimes like I just grab my materials and start working. And I think part of what's happening is I've got this smaller sketchbook size, which is not a typical sketchbook size for me. I'm, used to do everything in a 3.5 by 5.5, or 3 1/4 and 5.5, or 5 1/4, little pocket sketchbooks. And then I moved up into the Everything Everywhere journal, and that's, 8 by 10, 9 by 12. I use a much larger sketchbook for that. And now I'm using this little teeny pocket sketchbook, and it feels pretty awkward to use a sketchbook of this size, if I'm honest. I feel a little cramped in it, and yet I'm really enjoying the small size for these drawings in particular. So this particular location where I rode my bike is sort of like what I like to refer to as the towny beach. Is not very popular with tourists. It's not very popular with people who are on the nice side of town. It does have a nice sandy section, but there's also a fair amount of rocks and a fair amount of mud here. It's popular with people fishing, and there is a working dock. So this is not a super popular beach, so it's generally pretty quiet here. And I'm not gonna lie, it's one of my favorites because it's quiet and there are very few people here typically. But you do get a nice view of the other side of the river, which is a kind of a sandy, rocky bank, and lobster boats moored just offshore. There are some local boats out here as well. You get a pretty good view of marina life, if you will. A lot of people come out here with their kayaks and go, get out into the ocean with their kayaks, and it's just a nice little spot. And yeah, these lobster boats are working boats. They had just come in with their haul that morning. I watched them come in and moor and unload at the dock, which was pretty cool. That's not really something that I've seen since I moved out of Maine. I don't really spend a lot of time at the shore, but this was pretty neat to watch and see. But yeah, it's one of the things that I think I keep coming back to, both between riding my bike and making these drawings. There's something about doing a close observation of something and riding a bike that brings me kind of closer to the people around me, closer to the world around me. And I feel super connected when I am doing these drawings, and grounded when I ride my bike, connected to the world and connected to the people around me when I'm out there doing this. And I miss it when I'm not able to draw, and I miss it when I'm not able to ride my bike, due to weather or whatever's happening. Um, is definitely I struggle when I don't get these things in as much as I would like to have them. And I know that none of these drawings are perfect. They're not meant to be perfect. They're a collection of moments on the page. And I just really enjoy doing this. And, maybe it'll encourage you to get out there with your sketchbook and or on a bike and go out and look at the things around you in a new way or more intensely or more directly. Um, I think the world needs more crappy drawings like this. Um, I don't really mean like this is a crappy drawing, but like I think the world needs more of us out there drawing and making art and not less. I think there are a lot of reasons why we should make art, and I think it's about human connection and it's about observation with the world and how I know I feel when I am closely observing the world around me versus, just motoring through, not looking, just kind of like pushing through and not observing closely. I think these things help us to feel connected and grounded and stable. And it's never a bad thing to feel more connected to the world around you, whatever you might be drawing. And maybe you can't draw outside because the weather is too hot. Like right now, I would like to be out on my bike or drawing, but we actually have a massive thunderstorm warning. Clouds are super ominous, and my phone just blew up with tornado alerts. Or warnings, tornado watch. I'm not sure. But anyway, there's a potential for tornadoes in my area, which is super rare. Tornadoes are not a typical thing in Massachusetts, especially coastal Mass. And yet, that's pretty scary. So I chose not to go for a bike ride today because number one, I don't like getting caught out in thunderstorms in this kind of weather, but also like the potential for a tornado in this area and being on my bike. Yeah, and I'm not here for that. That's not a good time for me. I certainly don't want to be caught outside with my drawing gear and having that potentially get ruined. Um, Anyway, if you are interested in my cycling adventures and my riding a bike, you can check out my other channel. It's called Less is More Healthy. It's all about living with type 2 diabetes and basically hiking and riding my bike because my doctor told me basically I should. Anyway, with that, I'm going to take a moment and say thank you for sticking with me and thank you for being here. I hope that you found this helpful and I hope it inspires you to get outside and grab your sketchbook or, take your phone, snap some pictures, and draw from those pictures of the things in the world around you. And again, I'm just going to thank everyone who's been subscribed for years and years. And those of you who are new subscribers, thanks for joining me here on this drawing adventure. And I'm just going to say thanks, and I'll see you next time. Bye.